Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies. I'm Dan Illman along with Nicole Russo, and it's Travers Day Saturday. We're expecting a quality maiden race, and we got it. Let's throw up the field for race number 6. 2-year-old fillies going 3/4 of a mile, 10 in the body of the race, 3 also eligibles, 2 for Pletcher, 2 for Brown, 2 for Mott, all with very good pedigrees.
Absolutely. And as you said, we always look forward to the Travers Day maidens. We usually pull some good fields. And this day has really showcased future stars on the undercard. You can remember, champion Uncle Mo making his jaw-dropping debut on the Travers card. More recently, Jack Christopher, a multiple Grade 1 winner, kicked off his career on the Travers undercard. Last year, I think Verifying won the Travers Day maiden special weight. He's now a graded stakes winner in this 3-year-old class. This year we get the girls, and I think this is a well-matched group.
And breaking from the rail is a first-time starter named She's Wicked Smat. She's a daughter of champion sprinter Run Happy and a half-sister to a graded stakes-winning miler, Adios Charlie. She breezed fast, a furlong in 10 seconds flat before selling for $120,000 in March. And the dam was a stakes-winning turf miler. This is a very versatile pedigree, however. The dam's also a foal to a Grade 1 stakes winner on the turf, a multiple stakes-placed horse, sprinting on the main track. So a lot of versatility. She'll have to deal with an inside post.
She will have to deal with the inside post, but this is an apprentice rider on her who's been going pretty well all summer against some tough competition at Saratoga. And I think he'll be able to work her out a trip from the inside, even in this big field. As you said, some versatility in the family, but on the surface, this is a dirt pedigree, the daughter of champion sprinter Run Happy and the half to the good graded winning quick horse Adios Charlie. So she breezed well at OBS on a synthetic track on what's probably not her preferred surface ultimately. So that's worth taking note of as well.
Our morning line favorite is up next. That's the number 2, Colonial Rose. She is a daughter of Constitution that sold for $210,000 as a yearling. She ran once early in the Saratoga meet, and she ran quite well. A good learning experience, facing some traffic. Still got up for second with a respectable buyer.
Yeah, very respectable 63 buyer. That was exactly the word I used in my handicapping notes here. That was a good second, as you said, with some trouble. She was steadied back in traffic. She had to come wide, and she finished willingly, which I think is a really good sign from these young horses as they learn.
Julian Leperoux back aboard for trainer Al Stahl. Let's watch the career debut of the 3, Antenna, for trainer Todd Pletcher at Monmouth Park. And this daughter of Munnings did not get away to a good start, but she shows some professionalism, rallying on the outside to just miss by a head. And while the buyer speed figure came back a little bit light, Nicole, Antenna, I think, has a tremendous amount of upside. And if she breaks better, I think she'll be way closer to the pace.
Absolutely. And this filly, just kind of looking at her history here, I think they're figuring her out. It's very interesting, some of the moves they've made with her. She'd been working at Saratoga, including a breeze on the turf here. They sent her down to Monmouth to make her debut, and she just missed, as you said, with a very respectable effort after some trouble. She will have to improve from that buyer standpoint, but they worked her at Monmouth a couple times and then brought her back up to Saratoga, and she gets Irad Ortiz aboard second time out. I think there's a lot of upside and a lot of kind of intriguing moves that they made with this horse.
Bred both sides for speed is the number 3, Antenna. A lot of class in the pedigree of the number 4, Shoplifting, a first-time starter for Tony Dutrow and Jose Ortiz. She is a half-sister to Tintype Gal, a multiple Grade 3 stakes winner, going longer on the turf. She's by multiple champion sire Into Mischief, 16% winners with juvenile debut runners. The Dam was a Grade 1 stakes winner. She sold for $475,000, and there's just tons of class in this pedigree.
Absolutely. And this beautiful family has got both speed and stamina. You mentioned that the Dam was a Grade 1 winner routing some other route performers as well in the family. But you've also got a very good sprinter in that immediate family in Trap Shot. Into Mischief, of course, an outstanding 2-year-old sire, an outstanding sprint sire. an outstanding across the board sire, really, but certainly his offspring fit these spots. And this one coming into her debut off a couple of bullet works at Saratoga. And as always, we'd encourage you to check out the Clocker reports produced by our colleague Mike Walsh and his team for insight not just into how fast these horses worked, but how they worked fast, which is the more important part of the equation.
The number 5 is Lady DeBerry for Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt. Nice combination of speed over stamina in this pedigree. She's by Practical Joke, who wins early, 20% with 2-year-old first-time starters. This filly is a half-sister to Princess Arabella, who was a stakes winner going 2 turns, but also was a good sprinter winning her debut. She's a half to Dinah's Lassie, a stakes-winning turf router. Sold for $270 after breezing a furlong in 10-1. And the dam's a half-sister to Invisible Ink, who placed in the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, a nice blend of speed and stamina in this pedigree. And I think Practical Joke, adds that speed. A son of Into Mischief, who just loved Saratoga sprints, won the Hopeful as a 2-year-old, won the Jerkins as a 3-year-old among 4 graded stakes wins. He's going very well with his 2-year-olds. He's got this year's Schuylerville winner, Becky's Joker, and the impressive maiden winner, Ways and Means. Heading toward a matchup potentially in the Grade 1 Spinaway on closing weekend. And Ways and Means trained by Chad Brown, as was her sire, as is this filly.
The 6 is Cowgirl Charm. Todd Pletcher goes to John Velasquez for this daughter of Lookin' at Lucky, a half-sister to a juvenile Grade 3 stakes place sprinter named Glacial, who won her career debut. A $160,000 yearling, a very strong family. The dam's a full sister to a good sprinter, Hart Ashley, and she's also a half to big cap winner Cupid.
Yeah, it really seems like almost everything from this family runs. I mean, you look at, the catalog pages for horses from this family and you see black type everywhere. A daughter of 2-year-old champion Lookin' at Lucky, and she does have a strong recent half-mile work coming into this debut for Pletcher and Velasquez.
The number 7, Willowy, is a homebred daughter of More Than Ready for trainer Wayne Catalano. Dylan Davis takes the mount, a $110,000 buyback. The dam won twice on synthetic, but she was pretty precocious. She won her debut at 2, and there is precocity and speed in this female family.
In the female family and from the sire as well, the late great More Than Ready sired champions and prominent winners at so many different distances and surfaces around the world, but very good with his 2-year-olds, as you would expect from him. He was such a good 2-year-old himself, a graded winner at Saratoga. Lots of speed and precocity on the bottom half of the pedigree. You mentioned some of the synthetic ability, but there's dirt in there as well. It looks like Wayne Catalano has got this one tuned up, and he would love to break through at a price on Traverse Day.
The number 8 is Here's Your Trouble. Chad Brown, Tyler Gaffalione for this daughter of Munnings, a half-sister to a stakes-winning miler named It's a Wrap, and a $270,000 2-year-old in training purchase after breezing a furlong in 10 seconds flat. Again, precocity and speed in the bottom of this pedigree. Some solid workouts for Brown.
Yeah, and sold well up from that yearling RNA to the 2-year-old sale, which tells me that this horse has developed a good bit. Another Munnings in the field. Munnings does a little bit of everything, but another one who does so well with his 2-year-olds. He's the sire of, horses like Jack Christopher, who we mentioned a bit earlier. Adds a lot of speed and precocity to a pedigree.
And the final 2 horses entered in the body of the race are trained by Chad Brown. The number 9 is trained by Bill Mott. The number 9 is Just FYI. This is a daughter of Triple Crown winner Justify, who's gotten off to a great start with his 2-year-old first-time starters. He infuses precocity and speed, 23% winners. There's a lot of turf on the bottom of this pedigree, but the second dam, I believe Starer, was a multiple Grade 1 stakes winner going long on the dirt. And this filly seems to show some speed in the workouts.
She does, and certainly Justify is adding some speed and precocity. He's really following in the mold of his late sire, Scat Daddy, in that regard. And because he's very versatile, he's got Grade 1 winners this year, both routing on the turf and sprinting on the dirt, the latter being Arabian Lion, who we'll see in the Jerkins on the Travers card. Justify also going very well with his 2-year-olds internationally. He's got multiple graded winners in both Europe and Australia this season. Looking at the female family for just FYI, I do wonder if this one will want turf eventually.
Junior Alvarado takes the mount on the 9, just FYI. The 10, Life's Joy, will need a new rider. Unfortunately, Luis Saez was injured earlier this week. Bill Mott trains this second-time starter, and as you see, there is a lot of sprint and juvenile ability here, and she showed good speed in her debut before tiring. Mott's 2-year-olds often improve second time out. Maybe this one will as well. She's a daughter of first-crop sire Matoli that sold very well as a yearling.
Yeah, and Matoli currently 3rd on the freshman earnings list. No surprise that his offspring are quick. Of course, he was a champion sprinter himself, winning the Breeders' Cup Sprint and the Met Mile, among other events. If you like Colonial Rose, the morning line favorite, this one is coming out of the same maiden for a barn that often improves them second time out, and she'll likely offer a bit more value.
11 through 13 are also eligibles. Clearly a test. The 13 has the best figures. You might want to consider Ringy Dingy, the 11, who would have been Saez's first call if he was not injured. Top pick time for our Saturday Spa Baby event. It's our Travers Day maiden. We're both going with Lady DeBerry. Again, I like this combination. Speed over stamina. What I really like is this strong string of 5 furlong workouts. She should be well prepared for 3 quarters.
Definitely. And both that preparation and her blend of speed and stamina that you mentioned ultimately led me to her. I think she'll be able to both get good position early and then outlast some others when they turn into the lane in this classy group. Although we landed on the same horse, I'm interested in kind of the different moves we made behind her. I'm very intrigued by the moves that Todd Pletcher has made with Antenna, and that she's here when they knew that the competition would be deep. She could have stayed at Monmouth. She could have gone to another maiden here. I think the experience edge could help her here. Colonial Rose also eligible to take a step forward off that troubled runner-up on debut. And shoplifting with those bullet works, I expect her to be prominent, but then maybe to need the race when they're coming down to the final yards.
Underneath, the 2 Mott horses look a little bit intriguing to me, especially the 9, just FYI. I've been very pleasantly surprised with how precocious Justify's progeny have been, and she does show a quick workout for this race. The 10 has already shown speed, and it's Mott's second time out, so perhaps the horse will have a little bit more foundation. 5, 3, 2, 4 for Nicole. 5, 2, 9, 10 for me. We'll see if Lady DeBerry can win our Travers Day Spa Baby event for Chad Brown. Best of luck.